Jon Jones. Jon Jones came out in an interview with a friend. I think I saw this interview. It was with these two guys. I actually don't know them. This was the first time of seeing these guys. And the interview was very interesting. And if you guys haven't watched it, you guys should go watch it. Jon Jones' recent interviews. And Jon Jones made a statement which really got me a little bit like, you know that feeling like, what are you saying? First and foremost, I have always said this. I have always said this. Jon Jones is the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. Like, actually, he's the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. For me, that's my opinion. I don't know for you guys. I don't know for anyone else. This is something that has already been written. This is something that it is inevitable. The accolades speak for itself. I mean, Jon Jones is the only youngest MMA champion in the history of MMA. That's a big accolade. Other sports, you see young people getting their goals, but MMA is one of the most hardest, if not the most difficult sports to do, not to talk of being a champion. But Jon Jones recently has been letting us down a little bit, has been letting us down since the existence of Tom Aspinall. Jon Jones came out. We all know what happened between Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane, where Cyril Gane, I poked Tom Aspinall. And during that period, you could see Tom Aspinall being dominated, a little bit dominated. I won't say dominated because Cyril Gane was having that success with his jab. But who is coming forward, who is looking for the finish was Tom Aspinall, and we all know that. And because of Jon Jones defeated Cyril Gane, submitted Cyril Gane at the first round, doesn't mean Cyril Gane will allow that happen again. He won't allow that happen. First and foremost, if I was beaten in the first round, do you think my next fight I will allow somebody to beat me in the first round? That's impossible. I don't want to know who you are. You might be the most biggest, baddest, scariest human being in the world. If we get into that ring, the mistake I did in time past won't be able to happen again. So Cyril Gane was actually giving Tom Aspinall a tough time. But that doesn't mean Cyril Gane would have won that fight. But unfortunately, Cyril Gane I poked Tom Aspinall, and which made that fight was cancelled. And I'm very sure that the UFC are planning on making that fight happen again before the White House, and that is the actual fight to make. But Jon Jones, on the other hand, who is for a lot of people and for me the greatest of all time, came out in an interview and said something. He said Tom Aspinall is incredibly overrated. Do you agree with that statement? Do you agree with Jon Jones coming out to say Tom Aspinall is incredibly overrated? If Jon Jones, now let me speak something to Jon Jones. If Jon Jones believes that Tom Aspinall is overrated, why not fight him? Why not clear it out? Because Jon Jones came out and said in that same interview that he wants to fight Alex Pereira, that he had success with many Brazilians, that Alex Pereira is a champion. Alex Pereira is considered one of the greatest of all time. If Alex Pereira is a champion, Tom Aspinall is a champion as well. Tom Aspinall has literally defeated the whole heavyweight. So what's your excuse? Why are you using Alex Pereira as an excuse not to face Tom Aspinall? 100% I would love to see Jon Jones face Alex Pereira. For me, I would love to see that fight. That fight has to happen. And if Jon Jones thinks he's going to beat Alex Pereira just like that, it might be in for a huge shock of his life. Although people are kind of giving him the favorite score to beat Pereira because Jon Jones is very good grappler, he's a very good striker, and he has almost everything. And you don't know who Jon Jones is. I don't need to speak about Jon Jones. One of the most dangerous, if not the most dangerous fighter to ever grace into the octagon. But Jon Jones coming out to say, okay, Tom Aspinall is overrated is something I don't understand, man. I honestly still don't understand, because if you literally couldn't fight somebody and you coming out to say that person overrated when you are supposed to fight that person, when the fight is supposed to happen, well, literally what you are saying does not make any sense. Like, make me understand here. What Jon Jones is saying, did it make sense to you guys? Is this something that actually makes sense? Because I honestly don't understand why somebody will come out as big, as heavy as his name is, Jon Jones, still kind of have this thing. It kind of make me feel like Jon Jones is kind of a little bit itchy over Tom Aspinall, because no matter what he's going to make now, that Tom Aspinall name will still be on his head, on his table, because people will still be calling Tom Aspinall all the time. And like I said, Cyril Gane will not allow you to allow that same mistake that happened in the last 2 title fights to happen again. And who knows? Maybe Tom Aspinall would have knocked him out in the second round. Who knows? He said his grappling is overrated, everything is overrated, that he has just good 1-2. That good 1-2 you're talking about led him to the title. That good 1-2 you're talking about make him a heavyweight undisputed champion. That good title you're talking about makes him the only fighter to ever enter the octagon and knock his opponent 1 to 2 rounds, and has never gotten into the 5th round, which Jon Jones have already got into most of his time in his career. So if Jon Jones want to push us wrong, if Jon Jones want to tell us that, okay, Tom Aspinall is incredibly overrated, just as he said, why not fight him and let us understand that, okay, yes, you have fought this guy, you have actually defeated this guy, you have actually showed us that this guy is overrated. Then we'll accept that. Then we'll accept what you said. Then we'll come out and say, okay, yes, you're saying the actual truth here. Tom Aspinall is overrated. But reality shows us that Tom Aspinall would be the most toughest fight for Jon Jones up to date. And we all are wanting to watch that fight. If Jon Jones actually is in the heavyweight division, you have to fight the actual heavyweight challenger, who is not a challenger. So Jon Jones came out in that same interview and started begging Dana White. Oh, Dana White, please make me come back to the White House. I want to fight for the White House. I want to fight Alex Pereira I want to know what kind of fight Jon Jones is talking about. Maybe if he wants a super weight fight, it's normal. You can fight Alex Pereira for that super weight fight. But if it comes to the heavyweight, if you're talking about a heavyweight title belt, that should not happen. I know I want to see that fight. I know the world wants to see that fight. I know every MMA fan would love to see that fight. But come on. The actual UFC heavyweight undisputed champion is Tom Aspinall. And if Jon Jones can't fight him for that heavyweight title, forget about fighting anybody for the heavyweight title. You have already retired, like you said. Why not just go and disappear just like the rest? As a top fighter you are, as the GOAT of MMA you are, why are you disrespecting yourself? Why are you showing us that, okay, you cannot actually beat Tom Aspinall? For you to come out now and tell Tom Aspinall and say that Tom Aspinall is incredibly overrated, I don't think that makes sense. I don't think it makes sense at all. I don't know if this, I resonate with you guys. I don't know if what I'm saying, you actually understand it. Because I actually feel that if that fight happened, from Jon Jones' perspective, I think Tom Aspinall is going to finish it. I think so. No, before I don't think like this, but after watching that interview, I'm like, there could be a chance Jon Jones is kind of intimidated by Tom Aspinall, and that fight could go into Tom Aspinall's way. And trust me, that second fight between Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane is going to be different, because Tom Aspinall now knows what kind of fighter Cyril Gane is, and is going to go for it. Guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about Jon Jones' statement, and let me know what you think about the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.